base at the 3 o'clock position is not going to get up for MVP, and in fact 3 tanks are also going to be abandoned here, and they are going to go down as well as that Goliath, so not very good there by MVP. Not going to lose the command center, but going to lose some forces. Also, it's going to be difficult for him to take that base. At this point, since he's already crawled to the 6 o'clock position, usually you crawl across one side of the map, and if he's going to go for the 3 o'clock, he really should have pushed for that 3 o'clock hard in the mid-game, really hard, and gone for that. Now it's going to be difficult for him. Now I think it's a little bit too late for him to try and do that kind of a play, try and push for that 3 o'clock base. That base is pretty much, in my opinion, going to be a no man's land. I don't think either player should or can go for that base safely. And yeah, they're both should be expanding to the left side of the map. It's going to be a lot safer. It's going to be a lot easier to hold at this position of the game. And yeah, MVP just doesn't have the superior tank forces it takes, and yeah, just doesn't have the superior force it takes to try and take that 3 o'clock position right now. Cal has just macroed up too much of a force. We've got Templars out again. Will we be seeing Storm, or is it going to be more Archons? I think we'll find out shortly. Still no Stargate, so still no Arbiter. Still just Zealot, Dragoon, Archon, and now maybe High Templar, maybe some actual Storm. That would be nice to see. We are approaching, I think we're just over the 26-minute mark. Yes, we are over the 26-minute mark, so we could definitely call this late game at this position. Even though Cal doesn't have the traditional PVT late game tech, we can definitely call this late game. Actually, we haven't seen any science vessels out either from MVP, which is kind of surprising. Some science vessels would be nice just for EMP, you know, take out half of the shields, half of the life of your opponent units. Definitely useful, especially against Archons. Take out 95% of those of the hit points, and on those Templars, well, take care of their energy. So I think at this point, science vessels would be very, very nice for him, for MVP. I don't know if he really wants to go that tech. It doesn't look like he is. We do have an Arbiter Tribunal warping in, so there was a Stargate produced, and that is an Arbiter Tribunal coming up. I'm guessing I'm just blind and didn't see the Stargate, but definitely extremely late Arbiters. This is nothing even close to a rush. This isn't even normal timing for Arbiters. This is nothing. And yeah, third gas hasn't even been taken by Cal, it looks like. Unless he has it at the 10 o'clock, he just is now throwing up his third gas at the top left. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yeah, that is really surprising. That is really, really late to get a third gas, but Cal's been making it work. Cal has been making it work. We got 5 gateways coming up at the top left. I'm going to start getting a second base for him to reinforce from, and a Reaver at the bottom left actually going to start picking out some of these SCVs here. And that was not a dud scare, picking off a lot of SCVs, and Storm as well. Yowzas! Some nice play here from Cal, doing a ton of damage with the Storm and the Stormer's dying in the shuttle. Another scarab going off. Will it go off, or will it dud? It is going to dud. MVP is going to get that thing to dud. So one of the shuttles goes down with the Stormers, but the other shuttle with the Reaver in it is still up and running. So some interesting play here from both these players, some harassment from both of them, very, very nice harassment from both of them. MVP has done more harassment, I think, but Cal's been more economical with his harassment, has done it for cheaper. Looks like Cal actually pushing in with his forces, going to ignore the main tank line, and this is the problem when you push towards the bottom left. And yeah, I was not expecting MVP to push towards the bottom left. He pushed to the bottom left rather than just taking it. And now Cal is all up in his factories, up his main ramp. Reaver being taken down, but Storm drop occurring as well, picking up tons of SCVs. Tons of SCVs at the 4th base for MVP have gone down. Factories are going to start going down left and right now, and this is really bad for MVP. MVP is in huge, huge trouble. And the thing is now that even when he clears this out, Cal is not going to be struggling for forces. He's got those reinforcing gateways at the top left as well, so he's going to have a ton of gateways, and he'll be in good shape. And it looks like a ton of factories are going down. Ton of factories. So it looks like 3 factories have already gone down, and I presume that a couple more factories will go down before this is all said and done. I can see one factory that's going to live for MVP. This one is in the red, and yeah, not pretty at all. Not pretty. And yeah, MVP is near the point where I gotta say he's coming close to drawing dead. We got a lot of forces being spawned by Cal left and right everywhere. Missile turrets even being taken down, so we can maybe bring in some shuttles or something. And I'm actually able to clear away some of these mines. And if he noticed that, if Cal was able to notice what happened there and MVP doesn't, and this game for some reason is not over, which I think it's very close to over, Cal could presumably go for a recall into that position, and now that the mines are cleared. So MVP needs to replace those mines, and that's a little subtle part to the game that I don't know if MVP is really going to be able to notice here in the late game. His decision making, his understanding of the matchup would have to be extremely good for him to have seen something like that and replace some mines. Personally, I don't think it's going to get there. I think Cal's going to be able to finish this game before real Arbiter tech even gets going. He might be able to get a stasis off or something like that, but I don't think he's going to need it. I think he can probably get some flanks going on, but if he wants to play it safe, wants to wait for Arbiter tech, it's definitely something to look out for. If he doesn't go for just pure stasis, he could definitely recon to that type of a position where he knows there aren't mines. We got some vultures moving towards the top left, looking to do some more harassment. Actually going to go to the 12 o'clock position, going to try and do some work there, and 3 cannons up there. And yeah, these vultures are not going to be able to do too much, and the probes being pulled closer to the nexus just to make it harder for these vultures to pick them up. Looks like 4 or 5 probes actually did get picked up, but at this stage of the game, it's not that big a deal. The mains and the naturals are mined out, so you're not really supplying 5 bases worth of probes. You're really only supplying 2.5 to 3 bases. And here comes Cal with the big push. Some storms coming off as well. And you can see here that MVP just doesn't have the force. He's used so many vultures for harassment that it's come back to bite him now at this moment. Those 5 or 6 vultures used at the top left is not going to be able to do anything. And actually Cal has the base at the 9 o'clock position as well. He's not even noticed that. Doesn't matter, like I said. Arbiter is out, and like I said, it doesn't matter. Cal's just going to be able to push right into MVP's ramp once again. There's just no way that MVP has the requisite factories in other positions. And there's GG from MVP. So STX Godzilla, aka Cal, is going to take game 1. It was quite an impressive game, actually. MVP played quite well with his very, very harassing technique, and was much better than I thought it would be. Very, very nice there, actually, from MVP overall. Some pretty solid play. But Cal getting the win. STX going up 1-0, and we'll see who comes out in the second set. Hopefully it's one of the big 3 for Woongjin Stars, and we'll get to see some big-name games.